Something that pops up in my office all the time, and I know this isn't a legal topic per se, but I do advise clients on sometimes how to obtain business loans, getting their balance sheets in order, getting their financial statements in order to propose to a bank and try to get a loan. And I do do a lot of partition actions, which often require one party to get a loan to buy out the other party. That's neither here nor there. One of the things I hear so frequently is, I'm waiting for rates to go down, or I'm waiting for rates to do X, Y, Z, or how can I determine what the rate's going to be? Okay, this is a simple way to kind of calculate whether you're going to get a better interest rate or a worse interest rate on any type of kind of mortgage, business loan, or the like. Mortgage loans, business loans, the theory that the bank uses is, what is the rate of the 10-year Treasury of the United States? Okay? The Federal Reserve, and I'm going to repeat this, the Federal Reserve has no direct ability to lower a mortgage rate or a business loan rate. The Federal Reserve has 3 ways to lower its interest rates, and I'm not going to bother you with how they do that. The point being is, the Federal Reserve could lower the rate, which we saw last year, and the 10-year can go up. Why is that? Well, I pulled it up for you today. The Congressional Budget Office projects that the federal budget deficit this year will be $1.9 trillion. Okay, so that means that at least have to finance $1.9 trillion, not to mention whatever's turning over and coming due. So the question is, what are people willing to lend the government, and at what rate? Ask it of yourself. If you were going to loan the government money for 10 years, what percentage rate would you like? Would you take 2%? Would you take 3%? If the answer to that is no, there might be other people that think just like you. And sometimes when there's too much debt, then there's just not enough people that can support purchasing bonds at a low rate, and therefore people, countries, retirement funds, you name it, banks are not willing to pay that low of a rate. And if they're not willing to pay that low of a rate, maybe the rate goes to 4 or whatever it was today, like 4.19 when the day opened. Well, the bank looks at it this way: if we can go and loan the government, which is considered a safe investment, that's up for argument, but we can loan the government money and receive what's called a risk-free rate of return at 4.19%. What risk premium do I have to add to that in order to loan that to Jane, Sally, Johnny for their house? What risk premium do I have to add to that to loan that money unsecured to ABC LLC? That's how the rate is determined. And so the magic ball of, I hope the Federal Reserve lowers rates, or I hope this or that is not a direct consequence of what rates are going to do, because there is a bond sale every week. And when those bonds are sold, depending on whether there's more buyers than sellers or more sellers than buyers, the rate is affected. So that's a good way to think about it, especially if maybe you're holding off getting a loan until rates go down, or holding off to buy a house until rates go down. I don't know how long that's going to be, and neither do you. So if you want a good forecast for it, you can look at the 10-year Treasury. It's readily available, and you can watch how it moves up and down throughout the days, and listen and look up articles on the 10-year Treasury and understand what the bond market is doing, to kind of understand where you can expect rates to go down for your type of loan or for your business's loan. So that's just a helpful trick.